This is Autoline Daily, the show dedicated to enthusiasts of the global automotive industry. Is that $25,000 Tesla finally on the way? Auto Forecast Solutions reports that Tesla will start building a model it refers to as Baby Y at the Gigafactory in Austin, Texas in June of next year. That model will run until June of 2030, at which time a second generation is scheduled to replace it. And Tesla could definitely use some help on the sales front. The days of 50% year-over-year growth have gone. And this is especially true in Silicon Valley, which is where Tesla found its earliest supporters. But so far this year, registrations in the area are down 22%. Automotive News reports that's because people in the valley are turned off by Elon Musk's vocal and controversial support of conservative politics. On top of that, Tesla's styling is aging and is facing more competition from other automakers. Electric reports that Tesla is offering zero down payments on the 3 and Y and financing as low as 2.49% as it tries to boost sales in its regular end-of-quarter sales push. And now let's go back to that Auto Forecast Solutions report for a moment. It also says that Scout will begin building its SUV at its plant in South Carolina in September of 2027, and its pickup will not go into production until March of 2028. Scout is expected to show what those vehicles will look like sometime next month, but there could be a danger in showing a new vehicle 3 to 4 years before anyone can buy it. Dodge has officially kicked off orders for the Charger Daytona, its very first fully electric car. The model has a starting price of about $61,500, including destination charges, and Dodge included a locator tool just in case you need help finding one. It also launched a first call package, which is a play on its last call promotions for the ICE-only Charger and Challenger. It's for anyone that gets their name on a sold order by the end of October and includes a 2-day racing school, an exclusive point of contact to answer questions or to help with customer needs, and a welcome kit that comes with an official letter of authenticity, Dodge-branded leather driving gloves, and more. Speaking of Dodge, several local chapters of the UAW have filed grievances against Stellantis over alleged attempts to move production of the Durango out of the U.S. The SUV is currently made at the company's Jefferson North assembly plant in Detroit. But it's not just local chapters going after Stellantis. The UAW filed charges of unfair labor practices with the National Labor Relations Board because it says Stellantis has refused to provide information about its future product plans. And this likely stems from the automaker delaying a commitment it made in its latest contract to build mid-size pickup trucks at its assembly plant in Belvidere, Illinois. The UAW says this violates their labor contract, while Stellantis says it doesn't. So that's why the UAW filed with the NLRB.
Developing today's vehicles, issues can happen in an instant. What good is knowing your problems without the data to solve them? Meet Wireless Neovi Cloud, your secure off-the-shelf solution, empowering real-time collaboration for quick resolution. With Wireless Neovi Cloud, your team can prevent issues before they can escalate. Driver communication data and remote diagnostics to analyze and resolve your problems using OTA, allowing your executives oversight throughout the process. Wireless Neovi Cloud, your vehicle update solution in production and on the road. Intrepid Control Systems, driven by your data.
The auto industry is lobbying the Biden administration to approve a deal that would allow Japan's Nippon Steel to acquire U.S. Steel instead of Cleveland-Cliffs. Automakers and suppliers don't want Cleveland-Cliffs to acquire U.S. Steel because they say it will create a monopoly for the type of steel needed for automotive production and cause prices to soar. And while U.S. Steel shareholders approved the sale to Nippon Steel back in April, the deal still needs approval from the White House. But the Steelworkers Union opposes it, and they're pressuring President Biden not to approve the deal. And with it being an election year, the White House hasn't okayed the deal to appeal to steelworkers, and a final decision isn't expected until after the election in November. It's hard to overstate just how dominant BYD is becoming in the Chinese market. Get this, 6 of the top-selling domestic models in China last month were all from BYD. So were 9 of the top 12 and 12 of the top 20. No one else was even close. And this is just part of the reason why we keep saying that BYD could become the largest car company in the world sometime in the next decade. Lightweight and EV don't really go together, but if there was one brand that would want to bring those two together, it would probably be Lotus. Known for its light, nimble, and minimalistic cars, Lotus is applying that same philosophy to the world of EVs. Meet the Theory One, a concept that it says, quote, embodies the future of intelligent performance vehicles. It features a 70 kilowatt-hour battery pack and dual electric motors that put out nearly 1,000 horsepower. But it weighs under 1,600 kilograms, or a little over 3,500 pounds. The body is wedge-shaped, and it has unique opening doors that slide back and kick up, which Lotus says is better for tight parking spots. The driver sits in the middle with 2 passenger seats on either side, like the McLaren F1, and those seats play a role in the vehicle's lightweighting. They're molded right into the composite monocoque and also feature 3D printed tech in the headrests. One of the few things that is not minimalist on the Theory One is its driver assistance system. Somewhat surprisingly, it has level 4 autonomous capability from NVIDIA's Drive compute platform, 4 deployable LiDAR, 5 cameras, and a suite of radar sensors. As you know, these driver assistance features are meant to help improve safety, but a new study by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety found that drivers get more distracted when using partially automated tech. The IIHS tested 2 systems with the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Volvo's Pilot Assist and Tesla's Autopilot. The researchers found that drivers were more likely to check their phone or eat when using Volvo's system. And with Autopilot, drivers learn the timing interval of attention warnings to prevent them from escalating to more serious interventions. The researchers say they then use this skill to engage in distracted driving. And because of these issues, the IIHS says the systems need more safeguards to prevent misuse. The first all-electric RS Performance model from Audi is now on sale. The RS e-tron GT Performance is kind of like Audi's version of the Porsche Taycan Turbo S. The Audi makes a little less power at 680 kilowatts, or about 920 horsepower, but it gets a similar air suspension setup as the Porsche. There's a few unique styling cues both inside and out, and prices start at 160,500 euros. But even though the RS e-tron GT Performance is close to the Taycan Turbo S, Porsche still has another EV rung above Audi with the Taycan Turbo GT, which makes nearly 1,100 horsepower. Pricing for the Chevy BrightDrop commercial vans were revealed. The front-wheel drive short wheelbase version with 159 miles of range starts at about $78,600, including destination charges. That's about $5,000 cheaper than Rivian's commercial van, which has a range of 161 miles. It's also the first time the BrightDrop vans have been offered with front-wheel drive. Previously, only all-wheel drive was available. But the BrightDrop 400 is also available with all-wheel drive and a larger battery pack that boosts its range to 272 miles. This version starts just under $90,000. The longer wheelbase BrightDrop 600 with a single motor and 164 miles of range starts at over $80,000. And the dual motor version with the larger battery is about $91,000. And for comparison, Rivian's larger commercial van starts at $87,000 and has 153 miles of range. And we've got a great Autoline After Hours coming up Thursday when none other than Bob Lutz will be back on the show. Now 92 years old, he's still plugged into what's going on, and has great insights into where this industry is headed. Plus, he's not at all afraid to say exactly what he thinks. So, make sure you don't miss this one. But that's a wrap for today's show. Thanks for tuning in.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. Intrepid Control Systems, over-the-air engineering boost your game. MEDC, where Michigan businesses are powering the future of mobility. And by Teijin Automotive Technologies, the formula for better mobility.
Electric vehicle
economy. Forget the political noise. EVs mean good American jobs. Tens of thousands of manufacturing jobs. Right here, right now in Michigan. And more on the way with billions in new investment. Want those jobs in China instead? We don't. We're the American EV Jobs Alliance. We say electric vehicles are a big part of the future. And we want those jobs in America. So remember, when politicians bash EVs, America loses. Paid for by the American EV Jobs Alliance.
Making a life full of memories, one road trip at a time. That's what really matters. Bridgestone Weather Peak tires with a 70,000-mile limited warranty.
When we did our research for the talent that we need for this program, Michigan was really the top of the list. In order to be successful in this space, you really have to have the right people, the right mindset, the right environment.
There's nothing wrong with heavy metal.
Hey, lighten up.
But with world-class composite material, Teijin Automotive Technologies makes vehicles lighter, safer, and more eco-friendly.